Operation Weserübung holds a significant place in the battlegrounds of World War II as a strategically vital campaign executed by Nazi Germany, launched in April 1940. This operation involved the simultaneous invasions of Norway and Denmark, two nations of immense strategic importance to both the Allies and the Axis. The operation was meticulously planned and executed with precision, resulting in the swift capture of key objectives. In this video, we will delve into the planning, execution, and early stages of the operation, providing comprehensive insight into the pivotal moments of this campaign. Nazi Germany had recognized the strategic importance of Norway and Denmark long before Operation Weserübung. Norway's extensive coastline and ice-free ports offered a valuable base for German naval operations and secure access to vital Swedish iron ore. Denmark provided a critical route for German forces to bypass the heavily fortified Maginot Line in France and launch an offensive against France and the Low Countries. The primary objective in Norway was to secure the ports of Narvik, Trondheim, Bergen, and Oslo. Control over these ports would enable Germany to safeguard its maritime interests and secure iron ore shipments from Sweden. As German forces moved into Norway, they encountered determined Norwegian resistance. Norwegian military units, although outnumbered and outgunned, put up a spirited fight. Notable resistance was encountered in regions like Dunes and Midtskogen, where Norwegian forces used the rugged terrain to their advantage, causing delays and disrupting the German advance. German forces adapted swiftly to overcome Norwegian resistance. They deployed paratroopers in daring and well-executed drops to capture key locations and airfields. The German paratroopers, known as Fallschirmjäger, played a pivotal role in securing vital positions such as the airfield at Stavanger, facilitating the rapid advance of ground troops. Operation Weserübung showcased the effectiveness of German military planning and coordination. It involved multiple branches, including the Kriegsmarine, Luftwaffe, and Heer working seamlessly together. The Germans demonstrated their ability to conduct complex combined arms operations with naval, airborne, and ground forces acting in concert. Despite the initial success of the German invasion, Norwegian and Danish defenses put up valiant efforts. In Denmark, resistance was swift but overwhelmed due to the rapid German advance. In Norway, Norwegian forces leveraged the challenging terrain to resist the German advance, causing delays and difficulties for the invaders. German naval forces, including battleships, cruisers, and destroyers, engaged in confrontations along the Norwegian coast. They faced minimal resistance from the Norwegian Navy. The capture of key ports such as Trondheim and Bergen involved naval battles and amphibious landings. The Luftwaffe played a pivotal role in Operation Weserübung by launching paratrooper drops and providing air support to ground forces. This allowed German troops to seize key airfields and maintain air superiority. The airborne assault on Oslo's Fornebu Airport and other locations was particularly effective, quickly neutralizing Norwegian resistance. German ground forces moved swiftly into Denmark, encountering relatively little resistance. Danish defenses were quickly overwhelmed, leading to a swift surrender. In Norway, German forces faced stiffer opposition, particularly in regions like Trondheim. However, their combined arms approach with air and naval support ultimately proved decisive in securing key objectives. The rapid success of Operation Weserübung caught the Allies by surprise. British and French forces, which had been preparing to send expeditionary forces to aid Norway, faced logistical challenges and German control of the sea lanes. The German success in Norway was not without setbacks, most notably the Battle of Narvik, where British naval forces inflicted losses on the Kriegsmarine. after the initial success of Operation Weserübung. The Battle of Narvik became a critical focal point of the campaign in Norway. The harbor at Narvik was essential for securing iron ore shipments from Sweden and maintaining control over northern Norway. The Royal Navy, determined to disrupt German control of Narvik, dispatched a naval task force led by Admiral Sir William Whitworth. This force included battleships, cruisers, and destroyers. On April 10, 1940, the British launched a surprise attack on Narvik. The Germans were caught off guard, and a series of naval engagements ensued. The Battle of Narvik was marked by intense and chaotic naval combat. The fjords surrounding Narvik created a challenging environment for both sides. British and German ships engaged in close-range duels, with shells thundering through the narrow channels. Smoke and fire filled the fjords as warships maneuvered for position. As the battle raged on, Allied reinforcements arrived in Narvik, including French and Polish troops. They added ground support to the British naval effort. Norwegian coastal artillery also played a role in harassing German positions and ships within the fjords.
The cumulative effect of British naval pressure and ground attacks by Allied forces forced the Germans to reassess their position in Narvik.
Realizing the dire situation, the Kriegsmarine decided to evacuate Narvik. Over several weeks, they managed to evacuate most of their troops, leaving the city in Allied hands by June 1940, following the success of Operation Weserübung. Germany occupied both Norway and Denmark. Norwegian and Danish governments in exile formed in London, while collaborationist governments were established under German control. Resistance movements in both countries emerged, with some Norwegians and Danes actively resisting the occupation. The spirit of resistance was fueled by the memory of the fierce battles in places like Narvik. The Battle of Narvik had profound implications for the broader war effort. While the Germans initially achieved their strategic goals in Norway, the campaign had unintended consequences. The occupation of Norway and Denmark diverted resources and attention away from the main front in Western Europe, impacting the German war effort in the long run. The Allies continued to press for the liberation of Norway, conducting several operations in the region throughout 1940 and 1941. By 1945, as the war in Europe neared its conclusion, the Allies succeeded in liberating both Norway and Denmark from German occupation. Operation Weserübung, with its focal point at the Battle of Narvik, showcased the intense and chaotic nature of naval warfare in the challenging fjords of Norway. The battles in these waters were marked by fierce determination on both sides and had lasting implications for the course of World War II in Northern Europe. This operation, along with the battles and campaigns that followed, played a pivotal role in the larger story of World War II, ultimately contributing to the liberation of Norway and Denmark from German occupation by the war's end. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.